What is the purpose of life? To create more life, better life, more intelligent life, a life more aligned with God, with Source, what Plato calls beauty. Could Swamiji therefore speak to evolution and the role of evolution in life's creative process and unfolding?
Yes, you're right. This is, in fact, this is how Advaita understands it. Think about the ultimate reality, which is characterized as existence, consciousness, bliss. Now, what would be existence if it did not manifest itself as existing things? What would be consciousness if it was not manifest as conscious experiences? I mean, you can think of a bare consciousness, but then it's so much more beautiful when that bare consciousness makes it possible to see, hear, smell, taste, touch, enjoy, suffer, feel. What would be ananda, bliss, if it were not the extraordinary ranges of pleasure, happiness, joy, all the way up to spiritual joy, the joy of devotion and meditation. So, yes, Satchidananda, the basic, the ground, appears as this display. As the Tibetan Buddhists put it, in ignorance, this primordial ground appears as samsara. In knowledge, in enlightenment, this same primordial ground appears as nirvana. So it is that the basis. And what Advaita Vedanta would add to it is make it explicit. You are that primordial ground. You are the ground of that. Is happiness the goal of it all? Yes, in one sense it is. Ananda is the reality, and its manifestation is happiness. Consciousness, chit, is the reality, and its manifestation is conscious experience in the world, all knowledge and experience. Sat, being, is the reality, and its manifestation is every existing thing in the universe.
Yeah. Somehow this whole thing of Maya makes it, some people interpret it to mean that the world is a mistake of some sort. It's total illusion, and the whole goal of life is to get enlightened and get out of here as quickly as possible.
Yes and no. If you want that, you'll get it. In fact, you'll get it in the sense that once you immediately, what you realize that it's a mistake. It's a mistake in what sense? Advaita usually calls it a mistake. It's a mistake in the sense that we think there is a real existing world as it looks right now to us, and we are these bodies and minds. That is a serious mistake. And until we correct that, we are bound to suffer. Even saying that mistake does not mean doesn't exist. A mistake also exists. After all, if you mistake a rope for a snake, you do see something like a snake. So in a certain sense, a mistake still exists, but it has to be corrected. But after correction, it's not that you go to some other place. It's rather, that's a very dualistic way of thinking. Look at the lives of all these enlightened people. They were right here after the correction of, if there's a mistake, they corrected it, became enlightened. They're right here in the body amongst the rest of us as enlightened beings. And they seem to think it's perfectly all right. And that, going back to the earlier quote, the goal of life, to experience the joy of Jivan Mukti. That's why Brahman has become embodied. This is from Swami Turiyananda. I've forgotten the original Sanskrit. Swami Turiyananda, disciple of Sri Ramakrishna in his early days, I think right after some time, after Sri Ramakrishna passed, and they were engaged in intense meditation and spiritual practices, austerities, the young monks. One day, Turiyananda was very troubled by this question. If, as Advaita says, we are all Brahman, Brahman is the only thing that exists, then why all this? Whatever's hearing, none of them seem really deeply satisfying. And then this verse, he came across this verse. It is to experience the extraordinary joy of enlightenment, enlightened living, that you need this embodiment.